Have you ever heard the phrase, "Do as I say, not as I do"? It turns out this is a very old problem. Today, we're diving into Matthew chapter 23, where Jesus gives one of his most powerful and direct rebukes to the religious leaders of his time. He's speaking to the crowds and his disciples, and what he says is a masterclass in recognizing hypocrisy. Jesus starts by acknowledging the authority of the scribes and Pharisees. He says, "The teachers of the law and the Pharisees are the authorized interpreters of Moses' law. So you must obey and follow everything they tell you to do. Do not, however, imitate their actions, because they don't practice what they preach. These leaders tie up heavy, crushing burdens and load them on others' shoulders, but they won't even lift a finger to help. Everything they do is for show. They wear large scripture boxes, long tassels, and they absolutely love getting the best seats at banquets and in the synagogues. They crave public respect in being called teacher. He tells his followers, you must not be called teacher, because you are all equal and have only one teacher. He says not to call anyone on earth father or leader, because we have one Father in heaven and one leader, the Messiah. True greatness, Jesus says, isn't about titles or status. It's about service. He declares, the greatest one among you must be your servant. Whoever makes himself great will be humbled. Whoever humbles himself will be made great. He accuses them of locking the door to the kingdom of heaven. They don't go in themselves, and they block others who are trying to enter. They'll cross land and sea to win a single convert, only to make that person twice as deserving of God's judgment as they are. He calls them blind guides for getting caught up in ridiculous technicalities. They teach that swearing by the temple's gold is binding, but swearing by the temple itself isn't. Jesus points out the obvious, which is greater, the gold or the temple that makes the gold sacred. They prioritize the gift on the altar over the altar itself. They are so focused on the minor details like tithing their kitchen spices, mint, dill, and cumin that they neglect the most important commands of the law: justice, mercy, and faithfulness. Jesus says they should have practiced the latter without neglecting the former. In a striking image, he says, you strain a fly out of your drink, but swallow a camel. Finally, he says, they are like someone who meticulously cleans the outside of a cup and dish, while the inside is filled with greed and self-indulgence. This passage is a powerful reminder to all of us to check our own hearts. Are we living for an audience, or are we genuinely seeking to serve God and others with humility and integrity? It challenges us to make sure our inner life matches the faith we profess on the outside. Thanks for watching.